Hello, this is Plum Silver. This draw here, I just laid it yesterday, and I'm going to show you the card that happened to be giving me the lead, which one to do, okay? When my table's all clear, what I do is I always say I'm going to do a gentleman or a woman or a subject. The first card I laid down was the rider. You can see in here, the rider is in my grand tableau. That's the card that says, breed me. And I placed it into the house of gentlemen. And so I went, oh, okay. And then the nine of hearts, it wants to. This is a wish breed on me. I went, all right. Tucker Carlson. This is who I'm doing it for. Because the name Tucker came to my mind right away when I was reading. Like suddenly when I placed it, it was like an instant shot. I went Tucker. And believe me, I had no idea I was going to do about him because it didn't even occur to me to ever do a reading for him. But this was like a call. Now, to confirm this again, this is the magic of the Grand Tableau. I really want to show everybody why I followed this Grand Tableau method so passionately, because I find it fascinating, the position it's got. Now, the rider, the house of the rider, if you could see it, it's at the top, like you see it's written, the house of the rider there. We got the man, the card of the man, the gentleman. You see, when I laid that, the rider card into the house of gentlemen, that's when I knew I was going to read for him. Now, when I lay down all my cards, it ended up in the house of rider. Beautiful. The rider's also in the house of fox. He used to be in there. So we're going to see in here where it ended. It ended, you see, he took on a new opportunity. It's like he gambled to create a new channel. A new channel, his known home in the star. He created his own new star. He made a new commitment. It's like his old contract got twisted and changed, and he literally had to rewrite a new contract for himself. It's in the house of letter here, and also he had to open a new door. We see in the house of anchor, we've got the snake. So his goal to change all that was like, he wanted to recreate something that was much more friendlier and you could actually trust and use, because a lot of it is censored, and he had to detach himself from one side that would have been too, politically always inclined one side. Even if he is also has this, the way he questions things often will incline more to encourage the right side. You could see that he's really kind of with them. He flows into that sort of consciousness of Trump and that team, that sort of regrouping of people that are very powerful, outspoken and everything. And you see we get the King of Diamond here. This is Trump, and that's the fish. And that card often for me kind of calls that it's the group that are together, and it's in the house official. You really could see the power that his fate was to sort of, after he had some obstacle and so he can grow, he had to rewrite all these contracts with the snake. You could see that just after I went into the fox, and the fox in the house of mountain, he used to be in that. He literally had obstacles. He had to sort of change. He had to rewrite contracts. See, that's really bringing that story through. Now when we knight him, he goes to the dog, which is in the house of dog. That's again another very powerful position. And he goes into the institution that he created. He was at war with this institution, this organization, which is the Channel Fox. Cunning. Kind of interesting, eh? That the name Fox. Somebody thought about that for sure. So he was at war, and he had to cut himself away from talking through this institution, because we got the scythe in the house of bird. And the house of bird, the birds are in the house of lady. So maybe his wife influenced him. That's possible. She might have kind of convinced him to get out. I don't know. There's something that convinced him. Maybe a woman who was very powerful that helped him, or that is sort of like being in touch with his side of his intuition that made him realize he had to do this to be much more connected, to be much more open-minded, because a woman could be open-minded, or she will listen to both sides of things. Or having him owning his all his characters there with the child in the house, which I think sometimes he has that sense of humor, and like you could see that he's trying to balance things with the right and the left within himself too, how he talks and how he has questions. That move, which is in the house of the ship, these three cards are important at the front. First three cards are really important to read, and you've got the cross, and for him to grow, he had to move. It's like this confirms again, he had to move from that institution. His gift at the heart of really what he wants to do is to break down what? Well, this information that he brings, he opens doors to bring new information. He tries to break it down, because we got the mice. By taking this new path, this was like for him something that was going to be much more passionate and a better way of giving his true goals, or what it is. At first it was he felt like he had to get out of because he got the 4 in the corner, so he had to cut himself away from this institution to be much more what would you say, I don't know if it would say use the, because it's in the house of child, to create a much more a newer house, actually, because it's new, because you see there the child's in the house so, and then that means it's a new house, so he's creating a new house for the public, a new institution, a new regrouping, his new channel. A house could be his new channel. That's what he did. After he cut himself, that's what he did, his 4, and then because he had to sort of let go of the fox, and because it was just not clear information that was coming through. He wanted to have much more clarity, but it gets brighter, because this was like dark here. All right. I think I got pretty much, oh, that's interesting, because when you want to look at where this is growing, the tree at the bottom here, it's a very successful thing. It's going to grow very well, because it's got the house's sun. Yeah, there's going to be a little bit of battle, because he argues a lot. He has a lot of debate. He debates with people, he has a lot of interviews. So his debate, he could go back and forth and back and forth. He has a lot of communication this way, but he makes it grow. Like this is how he likes to bring clarity, like being very powerful at this, doing it with his own channel. You had to literally see in the house of Lily, this was wise for him to take a different path, and so he can break down this information he wants to do to make it much more clear, like, to be strong and stand powerful into this mess of misinformation, because it's in the house of cloud. All right, so we've got the clover that says that this man was very fortunate because that he took a chance to open new doors to bring information for the public here at the center. Yeah, all right. So that's it. I think that even just having the dog in the house of dog, the fish in the house of fish, you could just kind of show you who he's loyal to also. I would say that's sort of the right. Because, well, the right at this moment, but they're joined together. It kind of tells you, when you see all this, it's like this innocence, this new, powerful, faithful, and he's, there's like sort of like family-oriented powerhouse, that right there. And this is what he's trying to make flow through his information. Okay, thank you. And this is Tucker Carlson. Hopefully you like this. Thanks.